Hello and welcome. When you get halfway towards a project or a goal or in the middle of a plan, you kind of lose steam. What do you do then? If this is you or someone you know, stay tuned. We're going to look at if this goal or plan is really right for you and how you can tell, and then how you can move forward, re-energized and refocused and ready to go. Hello, I'm Carol Deshane, your intuitive spiritual guide for practical matters and certified Marconi's Energy recalibration practitioner. So if you get halfway towards your goal and project and you kind of wonder, why am I doing this again? You've come to the right place. We're going to get you some steps to figure out if this goal really is for you or not. And then from there, what to do if you figure out it is, it isn't, or somewhere in the middle. Number one step, let's look at where you are now and how far that you've come. Congratulate yourself. You've done amazing up until now. You've spent time and energy and money maybe. Maybe you've gone through school to get in the middle of your long-term plan. So you've done amazing and you've gotten so far. So give yourself the moment. Breathe and be, yay me, look how well I've done. Step two is to look at where you have left to go. So if you're looking at from where you are now and you look up to the goal and you think, I still have all this energy and all this time and all this money still to go to get where I'm going. Just be aware. I mean, sometimes you have to make sacrifices as well with your children, with not maybe having a relationship or something as you put it off. So look at all of those things that are between you and your goal still. And then let that go for a minute before we go to step three. Take another breath. And then when you get to step three, you're going to forget all of those things for now and step into your power as though it's already happened. You've already reached your goal. Look at what it feels like. Step into that and say, okay, I have this amazing goal I've been working at for so long. It's happened. How does it feel? Well, you're going to find three possible answers. The first one is it feels great. The second one is something feels a little off. And the third one is that it's the wrong goal for you. And now what do you do? We're going to go through those right now. So first, you're going to think, if it feels great when you get there, it's wonderful. But then you come back into your reality now and you go, I just don't know. I know it was great, but I still have to get there. Maybe all you need is a little R&R, some time away to refresh, because you know now that that's really what you want. It feels good. It feels right. You have no question. So then perhaps if it's another 5 years out, you take some time, you step away, go for a long weekend maybe, enjoy your life, and come back rested, refreshed, and ready to go. Sometimes when we get that way, we get rested and refreshed, just to let you know, some great ideas show up for your business or for this goal you have in mind. You have steps that come to you you didn't know before because you stopped stressing about it. When that happens, write it down in longhand or talk into your video app or your audio app on your phone. Do something to remember everything you thought of and then let it go. Don't talk about it. Don't mess up your time away by doing something about your goal. Just enjoy. If there's a huge opportunity that shows up right when you're there, that's different. But generally, when you have great ideas, write them down, record them, come back when you get back. Because they might seem stupid when you get back. They might seem great when you're there. But that way you can look at them when you come back rested and refreshed. And go for the goal. The second thing that might have happened when you felt into the future is that something's wrong with this goal. It feels, maybe you're going to feel that it's not quite right anymore. Maybe you'll need to tweak your goal. So what might have happened is that your life has changed since you originally made the goal, Maybe you have a new spouse, a new baby, and maybe the goal was perhaps international travel, going from place to place every week or so. And maybe this isn't quite the best choice anymore. So you think about it and you say, talk to that spouse, include them in the goal. And you think, what would be really great, because I still want to do international travel, is to be actually based internationally in one place for like a year or two, and then travel a little bit around that area if need be. Or we can do it for fun. But work would be centered and grounded in one place. So you wouldn't have to, maybe that's a choice you make. You just tweak it a little bit. Or maybe the goal you thought you wanted, you've learned more about it between now, the beginning that you did to now, and looking at the goal, it's not quite right. So perhaps you're working towards being a doctor and you think, I want to do this great cancer research and I want to help people. And then into your residency, you realize, I love working with patients. I wouldn't work with any patients at all if I did all the research. Or maybe it's the opposite. And you think you want to be a pediatrician and the children drive you crazy. And you don't want to be around them or their screaming parents. So you say, I don't want to do that. I love the idea of research because I can still help that way, but I don't have, or maybe you want to be a surgeon, but you don't want to be dealing with the day-to-day kind of people and this patients. So ideas change, plans change, but you only have to tweak it. You don't have to change everything you're doing because that's what it feels like when you're in that space and you're thinking through that goal. Then again, another piece of that you might have to tweak if it doesn't feel quite right is how you get to the goal. Because if you look back when you're imagining yourself already there and you have regrets, you might regret that you took so much time away from the family. You didn't see your children grow up because you were gone all the time. You might regret the money it took or the energy it took. I mean, you might regret a number of things. And if you see that clearly when you imagine yourself having already achieved it, maybe you tweak that. Maybe if you're going to school, you step back a little and only go 2 classes a week instead of 4, so that you can be part of something bigger than that and not just the goal and the plan. That's so many years down the line, maybe. And the third thing that might happen is that you get there and you don't want anything to do with this goal anymore. You think, oh my God, now what do I do? What do I do? I don't want that goal. I spent all this time to get to here, the money. Now what? Well, just imagine that you had done that already, but you keep doing what you're doing to a goal you don't want. You must change your vision and change your goal if that's not the right one anymore. You must be willing to let go and not be stubborn and not let other people talk you into but you spent so much time, or, but all of our family is a lawyer. You must be a lawyer. How could you disappoint us that way? Don't let any of that happen for you. Be true to yourself. Be true to what feels right to you. And if that goal no longer feels right to you, if you're honest, maybe it never did, but maybe it did. And just things have shifted with you and you're different now. Because life goes on. And the long-term goals, it's better to shift them than not. And no, don't think that you're wasting your entire life on that section of that goal, those 2 or 3 years, maybe 4 or 5 years, because almost always we can transfer some of those things we learned into the new goal. For example, when I started this business, I was a Reiki master of 20 years, and I thought I would use that. I specialized in success and prosperity coaching only. But the more I worked with people, the more I realized that that isn't who I am. The success and prosperity coaching is great, and I love to see people have more money and their prosperity and their success happen. But I'm really more about helping you find your joy, finding your connection to source, and really making those visions big, making them real and having them happen, which can end up looking like a success and prosperity coach. But it's really about that connection to source, for me. It's more spiritual coaching, spiritual guidance towards what you want. And the Marconics thing is the new energy that I am working with. I'm a practitioner instead of the Reiki. It's a stronger, Reiki is very gentle. This is a stronger kind of steroid kind of Reiki energy. It's a totally different kind of energy. It's multidimensional. It's bigger. It's more. And it makes so many amazing changes for my clients. But the reason I'm telling you this is because if I'd been stuck in the old and not changed my vision for my business, I wouldn't be so happy now in what I'm doing. So don't be afraid to change. Stop what you're going towards if you need to. Figure out what you can use that you've already learned, the contacts you've made, the social media that you've connected with. Maybe all of those are reusable towards this new path and this new goal. One other thing I did want to mention is that when I say take some time out, I'm not saying take so much time out that you lose your momentum. If you have a short-term goal because your finals in your school are tomorrow, don't take the whole night off unless you're totally ready. I mean, take an hour, go get coffee. If your brain is mush at that point, go walk around the school, go put your feet in the grass, go do something for an hour, get away. But if it's a year down the line, maybe you can take, you can take a weekend off. Or if it's 5 years down the line, maybe that's the time you take the 3-week vacation somewhere in the middle to go to Africa for safari or something, or to go see Tuscany. You do something that really refreshes you and re-energizes you. But only you know yourself. If you're going to lose momentum, then don't do those things. Find a better way to make it work. Maybe 2 long weekends, a year if you have a 5-year thing. Whatever you need for you. Because I know when I first started my business, I took time off between Thanksgiving and New Year's one year. I think it was the first year, or maybe the second year. And all my friends said, oh, take time off. You don't need to do there. It'll come back in January. And I knew I was wrong. I knew I would lose momentum. But it was nice not to have to work at my business at that point. I thought, yeah, that's what I'll do, even though I knew better. And I lost my momentum. I literally took me 3 or 4 months to get things going back to where they were. And they weren't that much in the first place. So it's something that you just need to know for yourself and what it does for you. I want to recap what I talked about because it's been a bit and I don't want you to lose track. First off, if you're halfway there and you feel like quitting, or you're not sure if it's the right goal or not, step 1 is to look back. See how far you've come. Be grateful. Thank yourself for being there. Congratulate yourself on what you've done. But see all that it's taken for you to get here. Time, money, energy, maybe some sacrifices along the way. Look at those things. And then step 2, see where you're at and see how much further you think you have to go to get to your goal. What more you have to spend in time and money and energy. And whatever else, sacrifices with your family perhaps. Step 3 then is to let both of those go and to step into the goal itself. You've already achieved it. What does that feel like? That is it joy? Is it, I love it, it's wonderful, yay me? Then just take a little bit of time off to re-energize yourself because it's really what you do want. If you feel into it and you think something's wrong, this isn't maybe quite the right goal, something's happening, then it's either that you need to tweak the goal a little bit, see what feels right now versus when you first started. And you might, instead of that, the goal may be fine itself, but maybe how you reach the goal might be what you need to tweak a little bit. Take a little more time to get there, a little less time. Whatever it is that you're doing, see how that feels for you. And the last thing is that if it feels wrong, and you really don't want to go there anymore, Take some time, figure out what you do want, and then how you can use the things you've already learned and the things you've already connected with, maybe on Facebook or social media group, or your marketing and the emails you already have that you've set up, and see how they'll work and the new goal that you come up with, which might not be 100% different from the old, but it's different enough that you have to see that you really kind of scrap the old. Remember that it's okay to lose steam halfway somewhere in a goal. You're human. It happens to the best of us. And now that you know what you can do to get rejuvenated, refreshed, and to make sure that goal is still really yours, I hope that you'll use that the next time you have this problem with trying to figure out if this goal is really what you want or not. Thank you for joining me. Again, I'm Carol Deshane. If you like what you heard, please do subscribe. Click the button and then also choose the bell notification so you'll know the next time that I've sent out a new video. Thank you so much. Connect to Joy is the name of my business, and it'll be below. You can go to my website. You'll see information on energy space clearing for your home. If you're having trouble sleeping or you're depressed when you're just at home, this is a wonderful choice to have to shift the energy in your house. Also for your business, if you're having success or prosperity problems or problems with customers or clients or your staff. And you'll also see about Marconics multidimensional energy no-touch sessions and recalibrations, as well as different kinds of coaching. Thank you again for joining me. Until next time, bye-bye.